Hello students, this is Amardeep Singh, your ICT teacher, and in this session we'll discuss about some elementary concepts of Python language. So let's get start. In this session we'll discuss about Python character set, tokens, comments in Python, and how to use Python as a calculator. So first we'll discuss about Python character set. Python program is a sequence of characters. Every character or symbol that is valid according to Python interpreter is known as character set of Python. That means Python interpreter always check the code before execution. Then according to Python interpreter, any symbol which is valid symbol which can be run without any error, that kind of symbol or any character is known as Python character set. So here we are having some set of character sets like letters, lowercase a to z, uppercase a to z. In case of digits we are having 0 to 9 digit, and some special symbols like comma, semicolon, bracket, square bracket, curly bracket, and many more. So these are the character sets that we can use as a valid symbol in Python. And then next we'll discuss about tokens. So first we'll discuss what is a token. A Python break each statement into a sequence of elementary components known as token. That means any single component while writing the code, while writing the Python statement, that kind of component, or you can say the smallest unit of Python code, is known as Python token. So we are having some tokens. Here we are having keywords, identifiers, literals, delimiters, and operators. So first we'll discuss about identifiers. Identifier means any user-defined name given to a variable, constant, or to a function is known as identifier. That means any name that you as a programmer you have decided for creating a variable, for creating a constant or a function or anything else. That means any user-defined name given to some user-defined object is known as identifier. So we are having some identifier naming rules like we can start a name of an identifier with character only, uppercase or lowercase. We can't start an identifier with a digit. For example, A, B, C is a valid identifier. A1 is a valid identifier, but you can't write 1A as identifier. The next variable name or any identifier name must begin or uh, that can use only underscore as a special character. That means you can't use any other special symbol inside the name or in the starting of the name or at the end of identifier name. Only underscore is the symbol that you can use as a valid symbol. And the next, the name of identifiers are case sensitive. Case sensitive name means if you write name of a variable as uppercase AB, that will be different from lowercase ab. So that is that these are the some basic rules, and we'll discuss in detail in next sessions also. Then next we'll discuss about keywords. Keywords are also tokens. Keyword means any reserved or predefined word that cannot be used as identifier. As we discussed in previous slide, that identifier is a user defined name that a programmer decides, but a reserved word or keyword means any name that you any word that you can't use as an identifier. For example, these are the keywords. For example, we are having and, as, break, class, false, or while, for, These are the keywords. These are all keywords available in Python. And we can't use these keywords as identifier. For example, we can't use for as a variable name. You can't create a variable with while name. You can't name a variable if. So these are the reserved words that you can't use as identifier. Then next we are having literals. Literal means any value that belongs to a specific data type, that is known as a literal. Literal may be stored into a variable or directly printed. For example, 123. This one is a literal of which type? Integer. This one is a string literal value. This one is a float literal value. This one is a true. That means it belongs to bool, or you can say boolean literal. After literals, we are having delimiters and separators. A delimiter is a symbol that performs three special roles in Python, like grouping, punctuation, and separation. That means any symbol which is used to perform separation task, used to perform grouping or punctuation task, is known as a delimiter or separator. So for example, we are having these separators and delimiters like comma, semicolon, colon, round brackets, curly bracket. So these are the symbols used to separate one statement from another one. So that's why these are known as separators or delimiters. Next we are having operators. Any special symbol which is used to perform operation on operands, operation like arithmetic operation, comparison operation, or logical operation on operands, is known as an operator. For example, in this statement we write a plus b. In this statement, plus is an operator and a and b are operands. So we will discuss about the types of operator in next sessions. Next we are having comments. Comment is a very important part of any language. Comments in any language are used for documentation purpose. Documentation means write statement that describes the purpose of your code. And we can write comment in Python by using this hash symbol. If you want to write any comment line or any documentation line that describes the purpose of your code, then you can write hash this any statement that you want to write. For example, let's try it practically. So here we are having a program. In this program we multiply a and b. A value of a equal to 10, value of b equal to 2, and here we multiply a and b and store the result into c, and then we print the result. Then if you will run this code by pressing F5, I'll run this code, then okay, then the result is 20. But I want to write some statement that describe the purpose of this code. So for example, I write this is my first Python program. So here we write a statement that indicates that this one is my first Python program. Or you can say this program is used to multiply two numbers, etc. Then after saving this code, if you will try to run this code, then this code will generate invalid syntax error. Syntax error means this line, according to Python interpreter, this line is invalid according to the syntax. So if you want this line to present in the program, but you want that the interpreter should ignore this line and will not generate any kind of error on this line, then what you have to do, you have to place hash symbol in front of this line. By placing hash symbol in front of any statement, we can define a comment line, and that line will be ignored by any compiler or any interpreter. So now if you will save and try to run by pressing F5 key, then the program will run without any problem, without any error. So according to this code, the the interpreter will check the error syntax of these statements only, these selector statement, and the interpreter will ignore this line because this one is a comment line. So that is all about comment. You can create one or multi-line comment using this symbol. Python is not having any support of multi-line comments. So that means if you want to make 5 lines as a comments, then you have to place this hash symbol in front of each statement. So that is all about comments. And next we'll discuss about the use of semicolon. Use semicolon as a statement separator, but it is only needed when there is more than one statement in a line. In general, in any language, semicolon always used for termination of a statement. If you want to terminate a statement, that means if you want to show that this one is the end of this statement, then you have to put a semicolon symbol at the end of that statement. But in Python, when you will complete a line and press enter and move to another line, that will automatically consider as end of statement. That means there is no need to use semicolon in Python to terminate a statement. But if you want to write more than one statement in a single line and want to terminate want to place termination point in between those lines, then you can use semicolon. In this statement, for example, we are having print hello. One statement is that, and print by. These are two different statements. If we type print hello and press enter and print by here in next line, that is okay. But if you want to write these statements in a single line, then you have to type semicolon. You have to put a semicolon symbol in between these two statements to indicate Python interpreter that this one is the end of this line. For example, let's try. For example, if I am typing print hello in this line, and when I will press enter, then it will show the output of this first statement. If I will type print hello, then print by, then the system generates a syntax error, invalid syntax here, because we can't type multiple statements in a single line. So if you want to do this, then you have to write print hello, then semicolon, print by here, and when you will press enter, the system automatically use this as a termination point. So next we have multi-line or continuation statement. Statements in Python typically ends with a new line. Python does however allow the use of line continuation character at the end of the line to continue the statement onto the next line. So that means in general we always type a single statement in a single line. But if you want to divide a single statement into multiple lines, then you can do this by using this line continuation character, that is a slash. So for example, in this example, a normal statement, if you want to calculate sum of three numbers, then the normal statement will be 12 plus 3 plus 3. It will generate 18 as a result. Then if you want to divide this statement into multiple lines, then you can use 12 plus 3 and this part you want to move to next line as a next statement. Then what you have to do, you have to use this slash symbol at the end of this line. That means 12 plus 3, then slash plus 3. When you will press enter here, the system enter after this slash statement, the system will automatically understand that this line and this portion is not the end of this statement. That means another part of this statement is available in next line. So let's start with the practical also. So in this statement, let's suppose we type c equal to 2. So we'll calculate x equals to a plus b plus c, and we'll print x. So here we are having three variables with the value 10, 2, 2, and we want to calculate sum of these three variables and store that sum into x. So we define this statement, this arithmetical expression is in a single line. So let's try to run, save it, and press F5 to run, and we are having a result. Then next, if you will divide this statement into two lines, that means x equal to a plus b, and next statement will be on in next line plus c. Then save and try to run this statement. It will generate a result only with 10 plus 2, that means a plus b. The interpreter ignore this line. The result of a plus b is stored into x, and the result of x, that means a plus b, only displayed when you will try to print. So if you want to make this line, this statement as a part of this first line, then you have to place a slash symbol here, a plus b, then line continuation character, slash, then plus c. Then try to save this one. Now that after then you will run this statement, then the result will be, it should be 10 plus 2 plus 2, that means 14. So save it, and now you can check the result is 14. So that's all about line continuation statement. And next we are having a very special feature of Python, that is Python as a calculator. That means we can use a Python shell as a simple calculator to perform basic arithmetic calculation, basic mathematical calculation. You can directly type some statement without using any variable, without typing any programming statement like this. For example, if you want to calculate sum of 12 and 2, then you can directly type on Python shell like 12 plus 2. So let's try with it. Here we are having Python shell. So instead of using variables to perform some calculations, you can directly type some numbers, some with arithmetic operators or with any other operator here. For example, 12 plus 2. If you will type this statement and press enter, it will immediately generate the result. 12 minus 3, 12 into 4. So in this way you can perform any kind of calculation directly by typing some statement on Python shell. So that is how we can use Python shell as a calculator that can perform simple arithmetic calculations. So that's all about current session. So if you are having any kind of doubt, then feel free to contact me.